Keep trying. Maybe next time. He smiled when he said it, like he was doing me a favor. Like his words hadn't just sliced into the back of my throat and sat there, burning. That was the 13th time. 13! I kept the printed email in my drawer, just like the 12 before it. Same formatting, same excuses. Strong candidate pool. Next quarter's your shot. Management has other priorities. No mention of the weekends I worked, the holidays I skipped, the clients I kept from walking. He said I was invaluable, just not valuable enough to promote. So I smiled, nodded, said I understood. Then I walked out of that meeting and quietly started laying the fuse. 6 years ago, I started as an analyst, green, hungry. He told me I had the eye, that rare instinct for patterns, timing, pressure points. I believed him, worked like hell to prove he was right. And every year when review season came around, I sat across from him and waited for the door to open. It never did. He kept me close, used my ideas, praised my discipline, but always with that invisible ceiling right above my head. He needed someone to do the work, to clean the messes, to make him look visionary. I played the part for too long. But something changed after the 13th rejection. Not rage, not even sadness, just clarity. If they wouldn't give me the seat I earned, I'd take the table. I didn't quit, not yet. Instead, I studied, nights and weekends, built a portfolio outside the firm, clients I could take with me, quiet investors looking for sharper leadership, people who liked that I was the ghost behind the deals. Then I started documenting everything, his backdated numbers, his whispered side deals, his shell contracts. He got lazy the higher he climbed, trusted that I wouldn't bite the hand that never fed me. By month 3, I had enough to ruin him. But that was never the plan. Ruin is loud, messy. I wanted erasure. Month 4, I had dinner with his biggest client, off the record, just conversation, wine, war stories. Turns out the client had always assumed I was a partner. When I told him I was still mid-level, he blinked, said, "You're the reason this firm's not underwater." I smiled, didn't disagree. That night, he asked if I'd ever considered starting something of my own. Month 5, I said yes. Registered the firm quietly, leased a small office, hired 3 of the best people he'd overlooked for years, 2 of whom were already updating his systems behind the scenes, 1 of whom had admin access to the master client list. You'd be shocked how fast loyalty shifts when people realize you were the reason they succeeded. Then came month 6. I sent 1 email, no fanfare, just a 10:01 a.m. timestamp and my resignation letter. Effective immediately. No explanation, no gratitude. By 11:30, he'd called 5 times. By noon, he'd emailed twice. At 2 p.m., I saw him standing outside my building, lost. By then, it was already over. Because that morning, every client I'd nurtured, every deal I'd kept alive, walked out with me. I didn't ask them to. I didn't need to. They knew where the real value came from. By 4 p.m., the firm's stock dipped 12%. By 6 p.m., the board called an emergency meeting. By midnight, his email account was deactivated. I didn't answer a single one of the 48 missed calls. 3 days later, he showed up to my new office. Not a word of greeting, just stood in the doorway, face pale. "You used me," he said. I looked up, calm. "You used me for 6 years." He tried to argue, blame, beg. I listened. Then I handed him a sealed envelope. Inside, a printout of the 13 rejection emails, highlighted, annotated, and 1 line handwritten across the bottom, "It's not personal. Maybe next time." I dismissed him with a nod. He walked out slower than he came in. Now, My firm is thriving. The clients trust me. My team is sharp, loyal, respected. No more ceilings. No more fake smiles. I didn't ruin him. That would have been easy. I replaced him. Erased the version of success he built on my back. And now, every time I pass that old office downtown and see the lights dimmed, the name plaque gone, I remember the 13 times he said, "Next time," and I smile, because I made my own.